Okay, dancers, let's start with 25 jumping jacks. Welcome to our Acro technique and stands video. This is going to include some variations on headstands, chest stands, elbow stands, shoulder stands, and handstands. And it's going to include exercises for various different levels. So try to follow along and take a stab at all the tricks. If you can't do them, that's okay. Just try to be safe. Next, we're going to move into some deep breaths, and then we're going to get ready for stretching our neck. Up and down, side to side, side to side, tilting. And big circles. Good, and then we're gonna move on with some shoulder stretches. Up and down, one at a time. Roll them back and roll them forward. Then cross your right arm over. Hold it for 10 seconds, and then pull it back over top of your head, stretching out our tricep. Hold that for 10 seconds. And then switch arms, pull your left arm across your body, and then left arm over your head, pulling back and stretching those triceps. All right, we're gonna put our arms out to the side, and we're gonna reach to our left. And we're gonna stand up tall, and we're gonna reach to our right. And stand up tall, then we're gonna put our hands on the floor in the middle. Trying to keep our knees very, very straight. And then we're going to plie and stretch, plie and stretch, plie and roll up slowly. And put our arms out to the side and reach to your right. And up, reach to your left. And up, and put your hands down in the middle. And keeping our legs nice and straight. And we're gonna plie and stretch and plie and stretch. Then we're gonna grab onto our ankles. We're gonna pull our head between our knees. And put your hands flat on the floor, plie, and roll up nice and slow. Okay, now we're gonna put our feet together and our arms out to the side, and we're gonna make a flat back like an airplane. And we're gonna hold it. And then we're gonna reach our fingertips to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then our knuckles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then our flat hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then our elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're gonna put our hands down and we're gonna hold it. And that whole time we're gonna make sure our knees are nice and straight. And then we're gonna bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, stretch. Again, bounce. 2, 3, 4, and stretch. One more time, bounce. 2, 3, 4, and stretch. And again, bounce. 2, 3, 4, and stretch. And one more time, we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna grab onto our ankles. We're gonna pull our head towards our knees. And try and keep those legs nice and straight. Good, and then we're gonna sit down onto our bum. And we're gonna put the bottom of our feet together. We're gonna put our hands on our ankles, and we're gonna flap our wings. Good, then we're gonna take our left hand, and we're gonna push down our knee. And we're gonna take our right hand, and we're gonna push down our other knee. And we're gonna take both hands and push both knees down. Good, and we're gonna lift our arms all the way up to the ceiling, and we're gonna smell our toes. And sit up tall. Good, we're gonna put our feet out in front of us in a pike, with our arms out to the side, and we're gonna flex our feet and point our toes, and flex our feet, point our toes, flex, and point. Then we're gonna do 1 foot at a time. 1 foot flexes, and switch, and switch, and switch, and then point both feet, reach all the way up to the ceiling, and we're gonna reach all the way to our feet, try to put our hands underneath our arches and pull our nose down to our knees. Good, it's super important that we keep those legs nice and straight with the back of our knees trying to touch the floor. And sit up tall. Now we're going to flex our feet, bring our arms up to the ceiling. We're gonna grab the top of our toes, and we're gonna try and look up to the ceiling. And then we're gonna point and bring our head down to our knees again. And sit up tall and open into a straddle. Good, keeping our big toes up to the ceiling, we're gonna reach our arms out to the side. We're gonna put our right hand on the floor, and we're gonna reach over to our left side. And sit up tall. And now we're gonna reach to our right side. And sit up tall. And then we're gonna put our hands down in the middle. We're trying to get our tummy to the floor, but we wanna keep our big toes up to the ceiling and our knees nice and straight. Good, and then we're gonna swim through and put our feet together. All right, so now we're gonna do our cobra. We're gonna bring our hands and tuck them into our armpits. And then we're going to start by bringing our head up to the ceiling and stretching our arms and reaching our head back to our bum. Good, we wanna make sure our shoulder blades are squeezing together at the back, and we're making the nicest cobra we can. If you can't go any further, you can bring your hands closer to your stomach to push further. Good, we wanna make sure that our feet are not too far apart. We don't wanna be in a straddle, we wanna have them at hip width. And then we're gonna come down. Good, we're gonna take a big deep breath in and out, and we're gonna arch back again. Good, starting with our head, squeezing our shoulder blades behind us. We're going to bend our knees and try to touch our toes to our head. Good, we wanna make sure we don't cross our toes. We wanna keep them side by side. Good, then we're gonna put our feet down, and we're gonna bring our body down. And we're gonna take a second to relax in this position. And we're gonna do our cobra one more time. We're gonna arch back, starting with our head. We are going to take our left arm, and we're gonna lift it and put it over top of our head, still looking up to the ceiling as far back as we can. Then we're gonna put it down to the floor. Then we're gonna take our right arm up to the ceiling. And then we're gonna try and take both arms off and squeeze and hold it there. And relax. And then we're gonna curl up into a ball, and we're gonna stretch our back out the other way. Now we're gonna stretch our wrists. So sitting on our knees, we're gonna roll our wrists outwards for 4, and then we're gonna roll them inwards for 4. Then we're gonna put our hands together, and we're gonna do a roller coaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, then we're gonna stop and we're gonna go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna put the palm of our hands on the floor, and we're gonna stretch out our forearms. And if you don't feel anything, you can walk your hands forward a little bit, but you wanna make sure that your bum is down on your heels and not starting to lift up. Then we're gonna flip them over, and we're gonna put the back of our hands on the floor. Same thing, if you're not feeling a stretch, you can move your hands out a little bit. Good, and we're gonna shake those out. And then we're gonna clasp our hands behind our back. We're gonna put our forehead down on the floor, and we're gonna lift our arms up and over our head, trying to reach them all the way down to touch the ground. Good, now everybody's gonna have a different level of flexibility in their shoulders, so you're just trying to go as far as you can without causing sharp pain. Good, and then we're gonna sit up, and we're gonna put our hands on all fours, knees and hands, and then we're gonna slide our hands forward, and we're going to go into a Sphinx position. So we're gonna push our hands forward, we're gonna keep our bum pointing right up to the ceiling, and we're gonna try and get our armpits down onto the floor. Good, and this is really gonna help us with our shoulder flexibility. We wanna make sure we're still looking up towards the front or ceiling or our parents or the video, whatever you're looking at. You don't wanna look down into the floor. And then you're just gonna sit your bum down, curl up into a little ball again. And we are moving on to our strengthening exercises. Okay, moving on, we're gonna put ourselves into a plank. We're gonna start on our knees, we're gonna put our hands underneath our shoulders, and we're gonna step one foot out, and then the other foot's gonna meet it. We're gonna keep our body nice and flat. We're going to engage our core and pull our tummy muscles together, and we're gonna keep our bum down. You're gonna try and hold this for 30 seconds. If you start to shake, that's a good thing. It means your body is working and you wanna try and push through. Have somebody count for you if you can't do it on your own. Good, once you've held it for 30 seconds, you can put your knees down and return back to your original position. The next exercise we're going to do is called a tabletop. We're gonna start by sitting on our bum with our feet in front of us. We're gonna place our hands behind us with our fingertips pointing at our feet, and then we're going to keep our knees hip width apart, not together, a little bit apart, and we're going to push our bum up to the ceiling, and we're gonna try and make our body into a flat line, and then we're just gonna look up to the ceiling and try to relax our neck. Okay, it's really important that our fingertips are facing our feet so that we're stretching and strengthening the correct muscles. Again, we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds, and we wanna try and keep our bum as high as we can get it. As it starts to lower, we're gonna stop using our ab muscles. So if you feel your bum getting closer and closer to the ground, try to squeeze it and lift it. Good, if you wanna make this harder, you can do what are called tricep dips, and you can bend your elbows and stretch. Bend and stretch. Bend. Let's do 10. Stretch. And 4. Stretch. 5. Stretch. 6. Stretch. 7. Stretch. 8. Stretch. 2 more, you can do it. Stretch and 10. Good, and once we've held that, we can put our bum back down and relax. Okay, now we're going to go across the floor. I know you're at home, so you don't have a lot of space. So try to do 4 and then turn around and do 4 more. We're gonna do some frog jumps. So we're gonna put our hands on the floor in between our legs, just like we're a frog. We're gonna bring our bum down to the floor, and a frog jump is gonna jump straight up to the ceiling with your arms and legs stretched and all the way back down to the floor. And go. 2, down, 3, down, 4, down. Then we're gonna turn around and we're gonna come back. And up, 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down. If we wanna make this harder, we just jump higher or faster. And that should get our heart rate up because we're doing some cardio. All right, let's do 8 more. And down. Let's try faster. Up, down. 2 and 3 and 4 and turn around again. Up, down, 2 and 3 and 4. Good. The next moving exercise we're going to do are crab walks. So again, we don't have a lot of space, so we're just gonna go from one side of our room to the other. We're gonna get down onto our bum, keeping our fingertips pointing at our feet and our bum up in the air as high as we can. We're gonna go forward across the room. And once we've reached the end, we're gonna go backwards. Good, fingertips pointing at our heels and forwards. Don't let that bum touch the ground. And then backwards. Good, and now we should be ready to move on to our tricks. Okay, one back exercise that we can do to strengthen our muscles is called a T. You're gonna lie face first on your stomach with your arms out to the side. Leaving your forehead on the ground, you're gonna lift your arms to the ceiling and pull them together, squeezing the middle of your back and down. We're gonna do it 12 times. You're gonna keep your palms up to the ceiling. Go, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, last one, 12. Good. Another fun back strengthening exercise we can do are swimmers. So staying on our stomach, we're gonna put our arms out in front of us. And these are different than Superman's because we're gonna lift opposite arm to leg. We're gonna keep our feet and our hands off the ground at all times. And we're gonna go opposite arm to opposite leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and break. Good, you can do that exercise, both of those exercises 2 more times to keep working that back strength. Now we're gonna work our core by doing 12 V-snaps and then holding in a hollow position. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then hold in your hollow position. Arms and feet off the ground, head up, squeezing your abs, pulling your belly button to the floor. Squeeze, squeeze. Last conditioning exercise that we're gonna do is shoulder taps. So we're gonna walk up the wall, facing the wall, into an ace tight handstand. We want our body to be close to the wall, just foot length away. And then we're gonna pick up one hand at a time. We're gonna tap our opposite shoulder. 2, 3, try to get 10, 5, don't move away from the wall, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we can walk away. And I would repeat that at least 2 more times. Okay, this lesson is all gonna be about stands. So we're gonna start with our headstands and different variations. Then we're gonna move to chest stands, shoulder stands, elbow stands, and end with handstands. So the first thing we're gonna do is a normal headstand. So we're gonna get into our triangle position and we're gonna go through our tuck into straight up. We're gonna squeeze. Good, from there you can try different positions. You can do a double stag. You can do a knot. You can do a stag. You can do a straddle. Anything, okay? So let's come back together, knees down and sit. We're gonna try a headstand straddle up. And knees down and sit. The next trick is called an Olympian. You're gonna start flat on your stomach with your hands in by your side. You're gonna tuck your head and your body is gonna come through straight. You're gonna lift your bum and you're gonna come up through a pike into straight up. Got it. And if you wanna try, you can go back out the same way. Pike down, slide out. Or you can come down regularly. The next trick is called a headstand with arch over. So you can get into your handstand whichever way you want, but we're just gonna go up straight through. Then from there, you're slowly gonna arch your legs down to the floor Try to get them close to your head, knees down, use your hands to push off, and you finish on your knees. Can you show that one more time, please? Good. So you go straight up, your knees will start to bend as your body arches, your feet come close to your head, and then you push knees down and over. Okay, moving on, we're gonna try a head pop, which is gonna go from a headstand to a handstand. We're gonna go straight into feet up in the air and together. Then we're gonna bend our knees into our chest and we're gonna throw them back up to the ceiling while using our muscles to push up into a handstand. And then we're gonna step out. While you're doing this exercise, the point is that you do wanna try and hold the handstand, although all of us are going to have different levels of ability. It may take a few tries, so just do your best. Now we're going to try a cartwheel into a headstand. You can choose what side you enter from. You're gonna start on your knees. You're going to turn out your leg. You're gonna put your hands behind your knee, your head down, and you're gonna kick up like a cartwheel. Out to the side, off your toe, and into a straddle. Then you're gonna squeeze, bring them up, and down. Now we're going to move on to head springs. We're gonna start on our knees facing forward. We're gonna put our hands down and our head down just like a headstand, except we're gonna keep our legs in a pike position. So we're gonna stretch our knees and keep our feet close to the floor. Then our bum's going to go behind us like we're falling. And when we get to a point where we can't fall anymore, we're going to throw our legs over, arch our back, push off our hands, and land in a squat. So we're gonna push, bum goes back, flip. Next, we're gonna move on to shoulder stands. We start on our knee. Lizzie's going to demonstrate the right side. So we have our left arm down, our left leg goes over top of our head, and we wanna keep our hips square and not open to the audience. From there, we're gonna stretch and come out. Good. There's multiple different positions that we can do when we're there, so we're gonna show you a few of them. We're gonna go back up into our stag, and we're gonna show you a double stag. So we're gonna bend our leg to our head and open the other leg a little bit. Good. Then we'll go back to a stag, and we're gonna go try straight. Now we're gonna try a shoulder stand with a roll out. So we're gonna go into our stag. We're gonna bring our feet together up to the ceiling, and then we're gonna roll over our shoulder and up. Let's try that one more time. Make sure you bring your feet up to the ceiling together first before you roll, and then use your abs. And you don't wanna arch out, you wanna roll like a somersault. Nice. Now we're going to try a chest stand from shoulder roll in. So we're gonna start facing the back with our feet together. We're gonna roll over our right shoulder like we're doing a fish flop, and we're gonna try and squeeze our abs and hold in a shoulder stand. And then we split and we come out and land on our knees. Good, let's try that one more time. Okay, we're also going to try a shoulder stand into a chest stand. So we're gonna go into our shoulder stand with a stag. Then we're gonna bring our bent leg to meet our straight leg as we drop our chest down and stretch the arm. Now we're going to move into elbow stands. So we're gonna start with a regular elbow stand, sitting on our knees, arms out in front of us. We wanna make sure we don't put our hands too far away from our legs, or it will make it harder to kick into a balanced position. We're gonna go into a stag. We don't want our elbows to be too far apart. We want them to be more like parallel lines as opposed to a triangle. We're gonna squeeze. Good. And split and come up. Good. Now we're gonna try a elbow stand with a roll out. So from our stag position, we're gonna bring our arms or our legs straight up to the ceiling. Then we're gonna tuck our head and we're gonna roll out like a somersault. Good. Good. We're gonna try to kick directly into a straight up position. So if you kick with your left foot, it's gonna go up to the ceiling and your right foot's gonna meet it. split. The next thing we're going to try is an elbow stand into split. We're going to go into a regular stag with our legs, and then the leg that's straight, whether it's your left or your right, is going to bend. You're going to put that toe in between your hands. Then your opposite leg is going to come over top of your head down to the floor. You're gonna push off your arms and slide out into your split. Let's give it a try. We go into our stag, then bend, over, push, split. The last elbow stand we're going to try today is from standing. We're going to point our toe just like we're doing a handstand, except we're going to bend nice and low to the ground and put our elbows down instead. You can kick up into any position you feel you'd like to do. I would suggest either a double stag or a stag until you have good control, and then you can switch it up. So you're gonna bend, put your elbows down, and kick. Now we're going to give elbow stand around the world a try. You're gonna start by kicking into a stag, then you're gonna stretch your bent leg into a split, then slowly you're gonna bring your legs around into a straddle, all the way around into your opposite side split, and then you'll come down. The first chest stand we're going to do is a regular chest stand. I would like to see your feet kept together, or if you cannot do that, a little bit apart in a V, but with straight legs. Starting up on our knees, hands by your side, hips forward, roll straight up. Squeeze, try to count to 12, split, and come up. Good. The next one we're going to do is called feet to the floor. So this will depend on your back flexibility. You're gonna go straight up into your chest stand like normal. Then you're going to bring your knees apart and bend your toes to your head. And if you can, you're gonna try and bring them down to the floor beside your head. Go ahead. We go up to the ceiling and then down to the floor. Good, split, and come down. Okay, so now we're gonna try a bow and arrow chest stand. So we're gonna roll up into our chest stand with our feet together. Then we're going to bend one leg, keeping our knees together, and bring it down beside our head. And then we're gonna try and reach the toe that's still straight to the mirror or wherever. Now we're gonna try a chest stand with a perch. So we're gonna roll up into a chest stand, we're gonna bring our toes to our head, and then we're gonna lift our arms off the floor. Good, and you wanna try and hold that for as long as you can. We're going to do a chest stand from a cobra. So we're gonna start with our back arched as much as possible. Some of us will need to arch our back more than others to help us with momentum. The less you can arch your back, the stronger you are. Okay, so we're gonna start with our back arched, and then we're gonna roll up, knees bent, up into our chest stand. And split, and come down. We're going to move on to some handstand drills against the wall. We're first gonna start by facing away from the wall, and we're gonna bend our knees and put our hands on the floor. We're gonna practice what's called foot up, foot down. So we're gonna take our left foot, we're gonna tap it up on the wall, and then bring it down. Then we're gonna use our right foot. Tap up and down. We're gonna do that 4 times each side. Tap up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down. Good. The next drill we're going to do is called right foot up to right foot down, left foot up to left foot down. So again, we're gonna put our hands on the floor. Starting with our right leg, we're gonna put our right foot up on the wall, then our left foot up on the wall, then our right foot down, left foot down. We're gonna do it 4 times going right to left. Go, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, last one, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Then we're gonna start with our left foot first. left foot up, right foot up, left, down, left, right, left, down, 3, and down, and 4, and down. Good, take a little break. Okay, from here, we're gonna practice walking our hands close to the wall and then away from the wall. So we're gonna go down back onto the floor with our hands. We're gonna step up with our right or left foot first, both feet on the wall. Then we're gonna walk our feet up the wall and our hands closer to the wall. Good, try to keep your feet close together. And then you're gonna walk back out and down the wall. And then your feet are gonna come off the wall. And then you're gonna try again. Good, and you can do this as many times as you want. Just don't tire yourself out too much. And then back out. Good. Now we're going to try some handstands in the center. We're going to do an L handstand. So we're going to point our left toe out in front of us and reach both of our arms forward. We're gonna put our weight onto our left foot and plie. We're gonna put our hands on the ground side by side. We're going to kick our right leg up to the ceiling and we're gonna make an L with our feet. When we come back down, we're gonna step on our left foot first. So our left foot is the last to leave the ground and the first to come back down. Let's try again. Point our left toe, reach our hands out, kick up, make that L, and then come back down, left foot first. One more time so we can see the L. L, and back down. Good. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that you can see your wrists underneath your shoulders, underneath your hips, underneath your toe. It should be a straight line from your toe to your hands. Okay, let's try it one more time on the left and then we'll switch to the right. So we're making an L handstand. Left toe pointed, left toe comes down first. Good, now we're gonna turn around and we're gonna try with the right toe. So now we have our right toe pointed, arms are still out in front of us. We step onto our right foot. We use our left foot to go up to the ceiling. We make our L and we come back down. So when we're going to the right, our right foot touches the ground first. Let's do it 3 more times. Kick, nice L, and down. Good, again, plie, use your plie to help you kick, and come back down. And last one, up, and down. Good, so we wanna try to find a good amount of push off the ground so that we don't go too far and fall over, but we get up high enough that we can make a nice L. It'll take some practice, but I'm sure you guys will get it. Moving on, we're going to try donkey kicks. So just like an L handstand, we're gonna start with our left foot pointed and our arms out in front of us. Our hands are gonna go down onto the ground, but instead of our legs making an L, we're gonna bring our left leg to touch our right leg up to the ceiling, and then we're gonna split and come right back down. When we're doing a donkey kick, the point is not to hold it in the air. We're practicing coming down on the proper foot. So if you're using your left leg to kick, your left leg has to touch the ground first. Let's try it again. Hands go down, legs up, touch, and back down. Finishing in the same position we started. Let's do one more on the left. We want to try and tap our feet together up to the ceiling so that we can have the correct weight placement over top of our hands. Good, let's turn around and try the right side. So right toe pointed, arms out in front of us. This time our right foot's gonna tap our left foot and we're gonna step back down onto the right foot. 2 more times. Donkey kick, touch, split, and down. Good, and last one. Hands, feet, and down. Excellent, we're gonna do one more handstand drill and then that'll be the end of our class. Is a handstand kicking up to the wall. So for this, we're gonna start facing the wall, but we're gonna start pretty far away. We're gonna use the same position like we were doing our L handstands and our donkey kicks. We're gonna start with our left leg. We're gonna point our left foot at the wall and our arms are gonna reach. We're gonna put our hands a little bit away from the wall, not too far, and we definitely don't want them touching. We wanna allow some space so that our bum and our feet have room, and we do not wanna crash our feet into the wall. We're working on finding the right amount of push to get a nice balance over top of our hands. So we're gonna push our weight onto our left foot, we're gonna plie, we're gonna kick our right leg up to the wall, and then our left leg up to the wall. And then we're gonna rest there. And we're gonna make sure that our body is in line. Our shoulders are over top of our wrists, our hips are over top of our shoulders, our legs are straight, our toes are pointed in together, and our bum is not on the wall. We do not want to rest, and we do not want to put an arch in our back. Lizzie, can you please show them what it looks like when we arch our back? Yeah, so there you can see her bum is coming to the wall. Or often what happens is that people will have their bum off the wall, but they'll use their head to arch, and then they'll end up in a very dangerous position. So we want to try and be in a flat line. And then when we kick off the wall, because we used our left foot, we're going to come down with our left foot and finish in our nice pointed toe. Good. Let's try it on the right leg too. Now, all of you will find that one of these sides is easier than the other, and it's going to differ per person. Like I said earlier, it's really important that we do practice both sides so that we strengthen and stretch our body evenly. Let's try it on the right. Right toe pointed, hands go close to the wall but not touching. We want to leave enough room for our head and our bum. We want to have a flat body, toes pointed and squeezing together. I'm going to show you what this looks like from the front. Good. Then we're going to use our right leg to come off the wall, split, and finish. Awesome. Okay, the next thing we're going to do for handstands is kicking up to the wall in a stag. So when we do this, we want to be pretty far away from the wall because when your toe touches, it should be level with your body. So you want to make a parallel line with the floor. And if you're too close to the wall, then you'll touch the wall too high. All right, you don't want to put weight on your foot, you just want to touch the wall. This is going to help us practice finding our happy place so we can balance without help. Good, let's try it again. Now we're going to try holding a handstand and a stag in the center. The key to this is making sure your body forms a straight line from your hips, your shoulders, and your wrists from the floor to the ceiling. Each person will take a different amount of push off their leg to find that balance. It's up to you to practice this and find out how much it is for you. Some tips for if you are falling over are to dig your fingernails into the ground and look up towards the ceiling. Next, we're going to try handstand walking. We would like our position to be feet together straight up to the ceiling. It's important that we're not in a curved back and that our body is flat and over top of our hands. We want to add a little bit of momentum and push off our leg to keep ourselves moving forward and constantly trying to be underneath our hips. Make sure to maintain the proper leg position while you're traveling in your handstand walking. Once our legs start to get wonky, we should come down and restart. A fun way to make this harder is to create a pattern on the floor for you to follow. It can go in zigzags and circles and straight lines to test your balance. Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching the Acro Stands video this week. Next week we're gonna focus on front walkovers and back walkovers, but remember you can watch this video as much as you want, and if you can't do something, that's okay, and if you have other variations you'd like to try, then go right ahead, take a video and send it to us, and we can put it in one of the videos next time. All right guys, keep working at home, can't wait to see you soon. Bye.